Well, hey there, Spill.
Hi, how are you?
You mean to call you Amy, rather, since your name's out of the bag now. Hi.
Okay, I know. Right. Hi. I think I'm delayed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Give
My
me one
husband
second.
wired my office for Ethernet.
Hear you.
All right. Well, welcome
Um,
everybody. We've got Beach Bum, Vicky. Good to see you from Canada. Carrie plays in the dirt. Kristen, John, Mr. C, Judy. So good seeing y'all. And thank y'all for being here and everybody else. Kimberly, Wills, good to see
hi.
you. Hi, Pumpkin. Pumpkin.
Holla back, girl.
Yeah. Quinley, you're in Tennessee? I'm in Tennessee. Merry Christmas and happy Hanukkah. All right. So, should we just go ahead and get started? Hey, Cheryl. You want me to go ahead and get started, Amy?
Yeah, you can. Where do you want to start off?
Yeah, so Amy is really good with FOIA and everything. She's good at everything. So what we thought we would do, we love to hear more from Tamara Demko, and she's just not been somebody we've heard a ton from, but um recently got the interview from the Tallahassee PD, as y'all know. So
Which took forever.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and thank you for giving me the, state attorney's email because they kept saying, "This video doesn't exist, it doesn't exist,"
Mhm.
because the video is dated wrong. It is dated July 19th, and we all know Tamara went to the police station on the 20th after Dan's Tallahassee memorial. So, anyway, so we got that, but what we did was we went through and just picked out when Tamara's talking about, like, how she feels about the Adelsons, particularly Harvey, and then we've got a little bit of the Greenbergs in there. It's also the video will start out with just a little clip of the news, just a couple days after Dan was shot, and I messed with the audio so that we could hear Tamara a little bit better. She spoke at his memorial service. So there's just a little clip of that. And then we're going to show a little bit more of Harvey at Donna's arrest and Harvey again. So we just wanted to lay it all out. So are y'all
Yeah,
ready?
especially because, especially because Tamara is such like she's a very important
Mhm.
person to this case, and
Yeah.
um she was just like Jeff Lacasse, where she honestly knew what was happening. She has a very good sense of intuition, and
Yes.
she I feel so bad, like, what she went through in this whole thing too, because
Yeah.
I feel like she's not really talked about that much, but she's
I
awesome.
agree. And, I think we've learned more now when we got to see Harvey's true colors at Donna's sentencing. I feel
Mhm.
like she was more comfortable talking about, like, this is the Harvey that she has known for years, and now she
Right.
felt and just the fear that she could come clean with it, I guess, or not come clean, but could actually share her experience. But
Yeah.
truly loved Dan. I mean, yes, they had a
Mhm.
close friendship, and some say she was in love with him. I mean, I just think her response is so genuine and raw and emotional in the interview. And like I said, we've just clipped out some of the pieces. So it's not the whole interview, because the whole interview is about 90 minutes. So, but we just want to highlight, we think she'll be a huge witness in Wendy's trial. Not if there's a trial, but when.
There will be.
Yes.
Did you see that post that I put up from the Tallahassee Democrat, where that statement that Georgia said, where she said, like, I can't speak about pending or future cases or something like that?
See, I love that. So essentially, stay tuned.
Yeah, which was so cool, because she, at first, you know how she said after Donna's trial, she said, don't ask me about the W word. That's a bad word.
Yeah.
So even in this interview, and I wish I had the video for it, because it was from the Tallahassee Democrat, so it was only like an article about it. But she started off with the same thing. Do not ask me about that person.
Don't ask me about you.
Yeah. So I think she really is going to go after her, honestly.
Yeah, I feel it, but I think it's going to be 2026. So
no,
say it, Judy. I think you're going to have to do the bikini, but
wear the bikini. Yeah.
Yeah, better you than me for sure. But just a few more people that have popped in. So I am Leslie B with True Crime in a Minute, and this is Eimy, and she is with Spill the Crime Tea. So we'd love it if you'd follow both of us. And Sure from Buffalo. Quinley, you're in Clarksville. Okay, I'm in Nashville. Amy's in Indianapolis. That's awesome. And Annette, you're in England. Hello. Hi, Crash. Holidays from the Midwest. Hey, Wayne. Michigan, it's freezing. I can only imagine. It was decent here in Nashville today.
Hey, Christina.
Oh, someone says Wendi pretends to be like her father, but she's like her mother. I think she got a lot of both of them.
That's a really good comment. It's true.
Hey, Jim Richmond. Good to see you. Hey, Neverly. We're happy you're here.
Hi.
And Max is here. And Tally Gal is here. YB and Spacey Dove. This is excellent. Clarissa. We're so happy here for today. Cecilia. Hi to everybody, but let's get started.
I know. We could say hi to everybody forever.
And just know we appreciate y'all all being here. And let's get started. So again, this is going to start with a news clip from 2014. So if some troll comes in here and is like, y'all are showing old news. Yeah, we know. But we're just laying it out.
TXL ABC 27's Brittany Kleinpeter was at today's memorial and shows us how the community is remembering Markel.
It's truly an episode. A loyal friend who could hear and listen to poetries, the seeker of justice and truth. Person who is embodied in life.
Friends and family gathered at Congregation Chomri Torah today to remember FSU law professor Dan Markel.
This is probably the strangest, saddest, most surreal experience I've had in my life. Don't think I could ever imagine a scenario.
Dan Markel primarily taught criminal law at Florida State Law School, although members of both the law and Tallahassee community feel that he left a significant mark behind.
He's going to be greatly missed. He left an indelible mark. I think that's important. And it's good to see how that indelible mark, how vast it extends.
Many that knew Markel say he will live on through the people and community members that he's touched.
Which brings us back to the word vivacious. A rare sense of that word. A word that means tenacity, somebody who will live on, who will outlive, who will not be extinguished.
Reporting from Tallahassee, Florida, Brittany Klein-Peter, WTXL, ABC 27, dedicated to you.
FSU says another memorial will be planned in the fall when more students and faculty are in Tallahassee. Police are still investigating the incident. If you have any information, you're urged to call TPD at 850-606-5800. We'll keep you updated with this story on air and online.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you mind pausing it?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
It's just something there's such a contrast with the way that Tamara talks about this murder compared to the way that Wendi talks about it. You know, with Tamara, when she was describing that in that news clip, you can genuinely see real sadness compared to, you know, how Wendi usually is.
And a numbness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a shock to her. And she left that memorial. So at Dan's memorial, that was a clip from that. She, I guess, spoke with the police there because I believe Isom was there, some Tallahassee PD were, and she went straight to the police station for this interview. So,
yeah.
All right. And just remember, this is really July 20th. It's Miss.
I know. Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. I have a lot of theories, but
I mean,
that's why they kept telling me it didn't exist. I'm like,
I
no,
know
it exists.
I know. We've seen it before, and I remember us texting, and I'm like,
yeah,
I've tried to get this before, and they say that it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
but I know it exists. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I know. It is wild. It makes you wonder what else is mislabeled.
Mm-hmm.
When we were out at the house, just to confirm that I have Tamara, Tamara, Demko, Demko, date of birth 6/3/75. Okay. And you were telling me, you were giving me some background. You went to law school. You met Danny at Harvard Law School. You were elected to posts for leadership purposes, and you've kept in touch with him throughout this time.
Yes.
All right, I'll let you. Just wanted to make sure I'm up to speed on where we're at. That you has been in Tallahassee. What did you say? 12 years? 7. I'm sorry. And did you go to their wedding?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I was hanging out with them up here before the wedding, but I didn't actually go to the wedding.
Oh, the wedding wasn't here? Okay. Go ahead, feel free.
Danny, so Wendi was going through this process, and the time before she left him, she finished writing her book. And I noticed when she gave me a copy of the book before she left him that she didn't put that she was married. She listed her kids, but she didn't. And I kind of was like, interesting.
She didn't list Danny?
No, not to my recollection. There was something that stood out about her dedication to me, or the author lives here with her 2 sons.
Okay.
And so that was a little odd. But again, this was a few years ago at this point. It was 2012. So 2012, I'd started a doctoral program at UNC Chapel Hill, and I was traveling with the class to London, and I happened to fly back through Toronto. And since Danny's family has a place in Toronto, Wendi had sent out a birthday invitation to all of Danny's friends and said, hey, for Danny's 40th, can you all make a video? Take a picture of yourself doing something, wishing Danny happy birthday. And she sent this out months earlier, like everything was fine between them. So I took a little video of myself in Toronto, and that never happened. The party never happened. Right around his birthday, she called me up, and I knew Danny was traveling, and she said, I have left him. And she moved everything out of the house, and she left him. What I didn't know at the time is that she hadn't told him where she was going. And she kept this from him for a couple of weeks, like he was going crazy. He was heartbroken. I was trying to be friendly with her. I didn't know what to think about what she'd said, that he was kind of being psychologically abusive.
Sorry, Leslie, can you pause it really quick?
Yeah,
so I think
sure.
So Wendi pretty much did this whole huge party planning, huge 40th birthday party for Dan. And then what did she say just like happened that it didn't? Like
Yeah,
Wendi.
it just didn't happen because she said I've left him.
Oh my God. She couldn't wait until after his big birthday bash.
Or she couldn't just go ahead and make the video since everybody had sent videos. Like,
yeah, that would have made her look better actually if she created that video and it was on her phone. It would have shown how much she cared about him, I guess. You know.
Well, but it always has to be about Wendi, right? We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to everybody who's been popping in. So we're just showing snippets of this as Tamara reveals a lot about the Adelsons. So this isn't the whole interview. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Eimy?
I honestly, maybe our next show, maybe we should compare Tamara's interview with Wendi.
I love that.
Because that contrast is so different, night and day to me.
Yeah, because Tamara's just like, she's numb, and she even uses that word in the interview because it's like she can't even believe this has all happened.
Yeah.
Unlike Wendi, who's just, I can't believe this is happening. Like, oh, it's finally happened. We've been planning it for a year.
And she's like, when can I go down in Miami?
Yeah, I don't feel safe here. I think I need to be with my family. Yeah, so obvious.
Yeah.
All right.
I felt that as a power play based on what she'd said to me. And I was in a position where I felt inclined to try to believe her. So she got her place on Aqua Ridge, and I went and visited her just to see if she's okay. Took my boys over there, see her settle in. Not knowing that she was keeping the location at the time.
Not knowing what?
That she had been keeping the location from Danny
at
the time.
Okay.
She didn't handle it well at all.
Oh, yeah. So I don't think a lot of people realize that when she left him, she did not tell him where she was with those boys for 2 weeks. So it wasn't like she just went to Aqua Ridge and told everybody. And he did her with federal kidnapping charges because she did go down to South Florida to her parents.
Yeah, and then when she wouldn't disclose the address where she has his kids, it was I think she eventually did, and when she did disclose that information, it was a fake address.
Oh wow, it was fake.
So then it was a fake address, and it said, I think it said on that filing, it said it took like 2 more weeks to fix that until she finally gave him her fucking address.
And in some of the trials, like in one of them, I think it was the first one, Georgia asked her about, did he threaten you with federal kidnapping charges? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then like as the trials progressed, then she's like, he did. So like all of a sudden,
oh my God, that's such a good impression of her.
Yeah, he did. And then even in Charlie's trial, Georgia asked Charlie about federal kidnapping. He goes, I don't know anything about federal kidnapping charges. So yeah, like the stuff that they really try to act like they know nothing about, they're like, oh my God, they have figured it out.
It's so crazy. It's like they forget everything important, but remember every single thing that's literally irrelevant. Like we don't care that you needed super glue for your kids' damn toy in the morning that you were rushing so hard. Like if I had so much shit to do and I was in a rush, do you really think I'm going to be like, oh, I need to stop by the store and get my daughter super glue for her damn toy, that they have so many toys already?
Yeah. Super glue. The only thing I ever do with super glue is I end up gluing my 2 fingers together.
I know, right? That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like it was probably the nastiest divorce I've ever seen. It was nasty. Danny went into this deep depression, and we spent a lot of time. Eventually, I talked to him. He told me, he's like, I don't understand. I'll be better. I'll be a better husband. I won't nag her so much about cooking or cleaning, and he just kept beating himself up about it for a long time. We had a lot of very personal, intimate discussions over the course of a year, I guess.
You and Danny.
And Danny, yeah. And I was talking to Wendi, but Danny kept claiming that Wendi was a little unstable and that she was very flaky. And I was kind of, but she ended up being like that, and that she would make plans and she'd cancel them suddenly, or she'd forget about them, and she'd do that with friends as well. But it became a hard line. They would call it, you're either Team Danny or Team Wendi.
Yeah.
And they would actively refer to this. Danny
People that are associated with all.
And Danny himself and Wendi herself. They would say Team Danny, Team Wendi. Okay. It was kind of unnerving, actually. And I was like, I don't want to pick a team. I've become friends with her too. But he was a wreck. And she didn't want to live in Tallahassee. She hated being here. She was a more of a DC girl or Miami. And I found out over time that she actually grew up several blocks over from me in Coral Springs, which is where I moved to when I was 12. She was a few years younger, so I never really met her in high school or anything like that. But her parents still lived there at the time. I think they've since relocated. I don't know. But I went and met her family there. When they were married, I saw them both there when they were first having their babies and such. And so I'd go and visit them, whether it was here or whether it was down there. When she left, it was a family effort. Like, parents came up, helped her move, helped conceal everything, get that going. Danny was like beside himself. When she didn't want to move, when she wanted to move, he tried to make it so that she couldn't. And this began a really ugly portion of the legal battle.
Move where?
She wanted to move back to South Florida to be closer to her parents.
After the divorce?
Yes.
Okay.
And he said, I love my kids too much. No way in hell. I'm going to fight you. And he was able to get an injunction so she could move. So she was stuck here. She was also under consideration for a professor track at FSU College of Law. And starting at some point, I don't even remember when, it's been 3 years or so, I guest lecture for her in her class every semester. I just did a few weeks ago, which I'll come back to. Please remind me to come back to that, because she said some things to me. The legal battle was very ugly. She felt trapped. I started trying to not talk to both of them about the legal stuff because I felt kind of caught in the middle. And she thought, there's no way they can force me to stay here. And he's like, there's no way, I'm not going to have access to my kids. Bunch of weird, they're just things that don't feel right to me.
Wait, can you pause that?
That's why I'm really glad that you have.
Yeah.
She just described the entire motive of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing that Wendi said, that's the motive of the murder. She just wanted to move.
Yeah.
You know?
What's the one thing the emails talk about? Relocation. That's what Charlie said.
I mean, it wasn't really that big of a deal to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? There's emails showing your mom,
Right.
like, taking so much time out of her day and life to write all these psychotic emails to tell you what to do in your own adult life. Like, really?
Exactly. And Jack in the Force asked, how easy is it to buy a gun in Florida? Tamara implied she was able to get one there on the spot. So I don't live in Florida, but in Tennessee, yeah, you can go in and buy. I mean, they do a background check, but you can buy, I think, certain types of guns. There might be a waiting period, but I know for like a 9mm, you can go in and buy it on the spot. So anybody from Florida knows.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know Florida, they can carry it, right?
Yeah, I mean, in Tennessee, it used to be we had to have carry permits, but they did away with those, which is kind of frightening. Because
In,
when I
Mar-
my
in
class,
Maryland, there's like, you can't walk around with
oh,
it on you at all.
mhm.
But close to me, and I'm close to West Virginia, and you can walk around with the gun.
Yeah. You can in Tennessee. I mean, there's a lot of rules. Like you can't be in a bar. You can't have had any alcohol. I mean, there are rules, but you don't have to have the permit, which is kind of frightening because when I took my permit class, I mean, some of the people in there, I'm like, oh dear God, they have a gun. I mean, and now you don't even have to have the permit. I mean, some of these people were like, it was crazy.
Oh no, really?
Yes, yes.
That is weird. You would think that there would be
Mhm.
some like training class required if it was the first time that
Yeah,
you're
I mean, it
purchasing.
was like a 2-day training class, and then they're like, all right, let's just go into the range and shoot. And people are like, what do I do?
And you're like, I'll
Yeah.
see that person on the next true crime
Yeah, I'm
story.
like, I am not standing next to them. All right. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Have me come in today. So after my birthday, we still talked on the phone, I believe, but I didn't physically see him afterward, I don't think. Wendi, I guess, lectured for after my birthday, so after that. And I talked to her, and she told me that she was dating someone. And I said, oh, and I thought it was new. It wasn't new. She'd been dating this guy since September, a social worker who was a professor in social work at FSU. And she was all excited about him, and, he wants to get serious, and she's not sure, but she really likes him, and everything's good, and maybe we should double date sometime, because I had started dating someone in the interim. So, Danny and I were both talking about the current people we were dating, like, oh, we'll see how it works out. But he wanted to get a movie afterwards. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. We'll do it next time. Summer next time. So he had started consulting, and I didn't know much about what he was doing. He was kind of excited about it. I knew he wasn't the lead, and I don't think he felt it was dangerous. When I found out, and I guess this is going backwards so I can understand my thought process on it too, because it's more instinctive right now and that's bothering me. I found out, I was at work at Text Watch when this happened. I had no idea it happened. It pains me that I was like down the road when this happened. I found it because a law school classmate sent me an email and said, I just saw, oh my God, are you okay? Because my entire class knows that we're close. They don't know how close we have been, but they knew we were close. And that's how I found out. And I was not doing well with it. And I got upset for the first hour. I called John Beeman and said, what the hell happened? He couldn't tell me much, but there was a suggestion that maybe it was a known entity. And before we even got to him saying that, I was thinking about the relationship with Wendi, and it just didn't feel good.
So think about that. She is Dan's best friend, went to Harvard Law School with him. Wendi knows that's his best friend. Wouldn't you call him or her so she could go with Dan? No. She learns about it from an email and then starts seeing stuff on Facebook about the posts about Dan being shot.
That is
Yeah, that's low.
She's just so cruel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I personally think she wanted Dan alone at that hospital. That's my opinion.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when, Jane brings up the rabbi thing and she's like, oh, that's a wonderful idea. Thank you so much for suggesting that. I totally forgot about that. But then you remember that he said he wanted to be, what was it?
Cryogenically frozen or
Frozen?
something?
Yeah. How do you remember that to him? It's extremely important to have a rabbi there. Yeah. Obviously, he was very open about his beliefs. But you remember something like he said, oh, I'm going to I blah blah blah, you know.
She just wanted to make sure he was dead because she was like freaking out that he wasn't dead
Mhm.
yet. I mean,
That's true.
really, it was.
I know. It
And
was so bad. Especially
Chris,
it's like she's crying and then she hears who was it? The victim advocate that said, well, I don't want to give you any hope or
yeah,
because she's like, well, what am I supposed to tell my boys? You know, how do
yeah,
I tell them that he's dead? And
uh-huh.
then I spoke to them about death 2 days prior.
Yeah, she just
They're
got.
ready for the news, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she and then it's like she's doing the whole crying acting bit, and then when she realizes that they said, oh, he's still technically alive, she's like, she stops crying and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what do you mean he's still alive?
Yeah, like what?
That's a game changer.
Right. I need to call my parents. Yeah. Kristen, I've said the same thing with Donna and Harvey about the college admission scandal. And then I even wondered, like, maybe that was going on back then, you know? Because how,
Especially with Charlie.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
hello, does he really look like he's gonna go through fucking dental school? He's
No.
really dumb.
Yeah. Mm. All right.
And I feel good. And got off the phone with him, and I found Amy's number, and I talked to Eimy for a long time. And I told her everything I knew she needed to hear. I'm like, you're the love of his life. He would marry you. I know a little different, but she needed to hear that. And I know he would have wanted to come for her that way. And I talked to his other friends, Maya and Alex. And then I felt like, and so Eimy said to me, if someone intentionally killed Danny, if I go down there, what if they try to hurt me? Because she was feeling like something was off too. And I said, well, I have a concealed carry. You know, I'll take it with me. Just come. You can stay at my place. I'll pick you up. So I got off the phone with her, and I realized I didn't have my clip. I haven't found my clip for like 2 months. I had no idea where it went. Yeah. So I went to Kevin's, and it was like, I have like a cheap Kel-Tec 9 and like a knob. I only got it after the other stuff. So I went to Kevin's. They didn't have those clips. They're going to order them for me. But I ended up buying one yesterday. I bought a 40 yesterday. And I went and just I'm like, okay, I get that out for tomorrow in case.
So Wendi, I mean, why do I say that? Tamara went and bought a gun yesterday. So again, this is really the 20th. So this is Sunday, and it's just dated wrong. And so on the 19th, the day after Dan was shot, and you'll see more about this later, but she went unannounced over to Wendy's house, and she got such a weird vibe. She went straight to the gun store.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
that.
And it's what's insane too is that she is like, she clearly loves Dan so much that she called Eimy, his girlfriend, and and she said and Eimy was genuinely scared, obviously, because they probably all knew how crazy the situation with his ex-wife was, you know? So Amy's like, what if they try to hurt me? Like, what if Wendy tries to kill me too because she's so jealous of me?
Well, I thought it was interesting too, like what she just said. She said even Eimy felt like things were off. Eimy lives in New York, and even she was feeling kind of like what Jeff Koss said, like there was just like a beating drum, like closer or something. Gotta listen to your gut, everybody. I'm telling y'all, I have a strong sixth sense, and it has never steered me wrong.
I know.
Never.
And then when you go against it, you're like, damn, I knew I should have listened to my gut.
Yep.
She needs protection or whatever. And at that point, I couldn't help myself. I'm like, I have to know. And I drove straight to Wendy's. And when I got there, it didn't make me feel better. And I hate saying it, but I do, because I feel disloyal somehow. But I got there, she had her friend Janine who I hadn't really heard about before, and Janine's husband, I guess. I can't remember his name, something short and interesting. But she opened the door and she looked fairly calm, and she hugged me. I didn't say a word, and she just said, "I'm so sorry," to me, because she knows how close we were to some degree. And then it was odd because it felt like Janine was playing bodyguard and being very, and like, who is this Janine person? Her mom came out, I hugged her mom. The boys were running around like nothing was going wrong. And I was so glad I just had to see them. Like, I wanted to be near some part of Danny. And I asked the mom, like, how did you find out? She said, we're in Miami. Wendi called from the police station. We drove all night. And she seemed appropriately, like, upset. Then her dad, who I've met half a dozen times, Coral Springs, up here, he gave me this look, and I don't know what my facial reaction was to it, but I'm almost positive it was one of suspicion and anger, because he can't even look me in the face today. And it was awkward. And
can you pause really quick?
Yeah.
That really.
I'm not able to put up the comments, right? I don't know.
I think
how
you
this
can.
works.
I don't know. What do you want me to pin? Sorry.
Mr. C said something really cool. Where was it?
Okay, I'll scroll. You can talk.
He said Wendi was Donna's personal project. I can't find it, but that's so true, especially because in her stupid writing podcast where she's like, I'm everything I am. I'm everything what my mom wanted me to be, or something weird like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was in her writing podcast that she said, yes. I'm everything that my mom wanted me to be. Instead of, yeah, and that's so weird, you know?
When she said my mom was most proud of me graduating a virgin or something.
I know, but like, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She wasn't happy that you were the valedictorian. That's so weird to even say. Maybe it's like one of those Wendi jokes that she thinks it's more funnier than anyone else, you know? Like the Hitman joke. Yeah. Oh my God, so funny. I have to tell everybody that joke.
Exactly.
Bother me.
Is it common for him to look you in the face? I mean, some people don't do it.
No, not like an Asperger's kid. No, he was, yeah, absolutely. You know, at least when someone's talking internally, you're listening, looking. No, it was odd.
He recognized you.
Of course, he's like, TJ, hey, yeah.
But he would not look you in the eye.
He started off fine. And then when we locked eyes, it was like something transpired that didn't sit well with either one of us, I guess. And then today he would not even look at me. I found that to be very unsettling.
And this would be Wendy's father?
Yes.
Harvey?
Mm-hmm. Harvey. Charlie was supposed to come up, her younger brother, but he didn't. That was also strange.
You know what?
She was positive he was coming and then he wasn't.
Yeah. You just
with the level with the level of this family's psychopathy, Donna and Charlie seem to have the same, like, not personality, but I guess like, oh, they have to be the meddlers. They have to be the ones doing everything. And then Wendi and Harvey have the same type of attitude as well, like avoidant. I don't know anything. You're not gonna catch me in a paper trail.
Yeah.
The other two are idiots. I'm gonna stay out of everything. And look, they're both free.
And Harvey, like, just not making eye contact, being awkward. and he was
just like Wendi.
Well, yeah, they stood at the back during the memorial service. He was involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I think him and Wendi are extremely similar, just like Donna and Charlie are extremely similar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Charlie and Donna are the dumb ones that want to be involved in every single thing.
Yeah.
And then Harvey and Wendi are the ones that clearly are smart enough to let the other two idiots handle everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was interesting that she just said, I mean, Charlie wasn't there. So, I mean, we know he didn't like Dan, and obviously he hired this hit.
But he didn't even go to his memorial.
Why didn't he go? I think because he was freaked out.
I don't know.
Remember when Katie said she got to the house, how he was freaked out and had a gun, and he was like scared because like he
his dumbass was probably nervous, too nervous to keep it cool and go.
That's what I think.
They were probably like, you can stay home.
Yeah.
You can't handle this. You can't keep it together. We're going to go and we're going to avoid everybody and act like everything's normal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I drove then to his house, to Danny's house, and sat outside.
From Wendy's?
From Wendy's.
And this was yesterday?
This was yesterday.
Okay.
And just sat there and prayed and said, from here, nothing looks different. It looks like he'll be home any moment. And then went to church and prayed for an hour, ran into my priest, talked to him for another hour, and I haven't slept since. So I didn't know where he had been shot until this morning. That was extremely hard to hear.
Who told you?
So I'm sorry to keep asking a pause, but so Tamara said I had to do this, this, and this, and I haven't slept well. You know, Wendi goes, I'm sure this is going to be the last time that I'm going to eat for a while.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm shaking. And the Sarah Latour was like, well, it is kind of cold in here. And she's like, I don't think that's why I'm shaking. Like, I'm shaking because I'm traumatized.
Right.
You know, but like Tamara, she said, I had a hard time sleeping. I had a hard time with all this. Wendi is like predicting what I'm sure I'm never going to work again. You know, take my laptop.
Planning this for months, you know.
I know, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
She said that he was shot in the face and that the only thing visible was his chin and that his brain was mostly gone. And then there were all sorts of rumors swirling.
But that's not true. I mean, I don't know where that's coming from. That's not completely accurate.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean,
no, just.
But I don't know. I can't correct that. What has been already told to you specifically, but unfortunately, these things get all blown out of proportion.
Yeah. Let me continue talking.
Yeah,
I feel like we're
sorry.
done. Like, you can tell me what you're able to.
I love this. How she's like, "Hey, Detective Isom, can you just not talk and let me talk? Thank you."
Tell me, and I would love to hear it. Anyway, I based on what they said, I don't think that any one of them.
Sorry, I was muted.
I think it is extremely odd.
And then Wendi, she's like, "Can you please let me talk? I need to, let me," because I'm sure she's thinking, I have to tell you every single thing that's like on my mind right now. I want to give you all the information that I can.
Right.
And then Wendi is like, what are you talking about? I can be 18.
Yeah. And then she's doing this.
Like, and so it's the difference in the way that, well, I don't want to say the way they both love Dan, because obviously Wendi gave two
Well,
shits about Dan.
Y'all have got to watch that channel. I Don't Belong Here, Samantha.
Oh yes, that was so good.
Yeah, and she was analyzing Wendy's interview. And she's this lady, Samantha, that hosts the channel. She's getting her PhD in psychology, but she's looking at Wendy's deep breathing, like before Isom has even told her about Dan. And it's like, and you can just see her chest. And she's like, and she's saying it's not
like waiting for it, you know?
Yeah, like your brain is here and something else is going on. And she's like, it's not possible if it's real. It's fascinating.
Like it didn't like usually, okay, like let's, obviously I hate Jane, but the moment when like Jane found out, like she had more of a natural, like she's like, oh
my God. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
oh my God.
She's like, no, you know. So with her, it's like she didn't go into this immediate wailing, crying. I mean, I think Jane just had more of a natural reaction where she's like, what the hell? Like, that's surreal. Like, how is this real? And then Wendy's like, no, he's gone. And she's like sobbing, and the dramatics, it's not normal at all.
Yeah.
And what did you remember what Donna, like she Googled, can you teach emotion to something? Like she knew that her damn daughter, yeah, like she knows her damn daughter has no damn emotions, and she wanted to Google it and be like, how do you teach emotions to my sociopathic daughter?
Yeah. But yes, y'all, that YouTube channel is called I Don't Belong Here, and it's Samantha Benigmo or something, but she's amazing. She's really cool.
I agree.
All of a sudden, this tagging on, I found it extremely odd that Wendy's boyfriend that she was so excited about a few weeks ago was not there. When I was leaving, I said, well, where's your new guy? Shouldn't he be here to comfort you? And she's like, there's no new guy. And I was like, that's interesting timing. There's just a lot of interesting timings that don't feel right here. And
there's no new guy.
Wendy doesn't have a new guy. Wasn't she with Jeff for like almost?
Yes. She said that she was like bragging about her new guy, and then all of a sudden, after Dan's murder, there's no new guy. Who the hell is that guy? You know, like she just discarded him.
Yeah, awful.
I don't, and Wendy's gone through a lot. She's gone through a lot.
I'm gonna be right back.
My daughter could just be that she's grieving, and I hope that that's the case.
I need to go check.
I would have asked her father or even her brother to do something that she might not even be aware of.
You talking about this Charlie?
Charlie, maybe. Charlie really cares about her and hated Danny for stuff. But her dad, I mean, there was a lot of animosity. I don't know whether she told them that he had been abusive or what. I don't know. But I hope that's not the case. I just, everything I've heard does not feel random at all to me. And it feels incredibly intentional based on talking to Eimy. She talked to him the night before, and he usually sleeps in bed with the kids. And there are nights when I would go over and we'd sing lullabies to the kids to put them to sleep. The latest claim was that she had concealed $500,000 in assets, on top of having the family heirloom and other things that he felt were unreasonable. And he had claimed to my aunt Alex, apparently, that there was something that big that he was going to drop a bomb on her in the next week. A legal bomb that would discredit her statements, particularly with regard to financial matters. Again, the timing of all of it doesn't sit well with me. I have been trying to gauge Wendy's family's reactions to things because I've been around them, and even when she first left him, I mean, I went over to her house. Her parents were staying there. I had a drink with her mom. Like I've seen them and how they react to things, and something feels off. And it could just be, you know, I hope it is, because I don't want Ben and Lincoln to grow up with, you know, really orphaned. And if it does have to do with that family, I hope Wendi had nothing to do with it and is triply devastated that something was related. But the dance that they did was very painful to everyone around them, because it was just nasty. And even on days when she had them, he would go to the preschool just so he could see them and spend time with them. He referred to himself as Abba in Jewish tradition, and he really wanted them to be raised Orthodox. And this was a huge bone of contention between the two of them. They agreed on it when they got married, and then over time, she made it fairly clear that she was not into that. So for the first year after the kids were born, first year or two, they did the ritual, they sang songs, they were teaching them the songs, everything seemed good. And then she just didn't want to go to temple with him and sort of declined. And then they were actively fighting post-divorce as to what the upbringing would be. And she didn't want them growing up in some kind of Orthodox way. Absolutely not. And she knew that was his heart.
And I think a lot of that was Donna's pushing that, in my opinion, because we've heard in Ruth Markel interview, she has said the same thing. When Dan and Wendi were dating, they agreed they were going to have a kosher Orthodox home. And they did, just like Tamara just said, they did do that for the first year. Christina, yes, I agree. Christina says, I would love to hear the conversation in the car between Wendi, Donna, and Harvey on the way to Miami on July 21st, 2014. Wendi tells them how she acted brilliantly at the interview and how Isom bought it. I completely agree. And I picture Christina, not only was it that, just about how brilliant and smart Wendi was, but I just picture like this cooler that Donna has packed full of sandwiches and drink and juice boxes for the boys. And I just picture them all in her minivan, which I don't think they would have been, because I think somebody had to drive the other car. But that's just, I mean, it's sick, but that is what I picture.
So there was never going to be peace about that. Everyone knows, and I've heard people in town write me when I haven't even commented to them saying, I just heard this is domestic. Have you heard anything? And I'm like, I'm not discussing this. But it's, Wendi has all clear. She can move wherever she wants, all that kind of stuff. I don't think she would hurt her children that way. I want to believe that. I could see her getting overwhelmed enough with the situation to complain to someone who would want to make it go away. And I also feel it's weird that her social worker boyfriend, who so suddenly, after just bragging about him so recently.
When was that? When was the latest time that she was talking about him?
Okay, let me figure out when I guest lectured. I had to know it's June 4th. I guest lectured on June 17th.
That's the one that you wanted to refer to later, that you asked me to remind you about?
Yes, so she was bragging about him. She really liked him, and she sent me messages. Messages are going so far back at this point. Let me pull it up.
When you're guest lecturing, she's not there.
We talked before.
Okay.
There's Danny's message. So it's supposed to be on the 17th. There it is.
Well, this is you. What time is the class in the morning? And then after that, you said 10 to 12:30 or earlier. The blue is you.
Yes, the blue is me.
Okay. And then June 17th at 8:50 a.m. 10, please. I have to run today after class, but can we set up a date so I can thank you and take you to lunch, please? You said, sounds good. This is all referring to the class that day. Sometime after the class at 1:47.
He was with Wendi when she found that one. Jane's like, I went to the police station with her. but it felt very, I was like, is she an attorney? Is she representing her? It felt very guarded, very, very guarded. Like,
this just shows how, rumors start getting out of control. Tamara thinks Janine was at the police station with her and that Wendi was interrogated, but we know it was Jane. It was an interview. And Spacey Dove, just to answer the gossip about Wendi having moved to Colorado Falls. Yeah. So there was an address linked to Wendi in Denver, but it was sort of like a PO box, but more like a UPS store, like a Postnet store. So I don't know if she just did that to throw people off or what, but she's still in Austin, Texas. They rented a house and then they rented another house.
And excuse me, the fact that she has to go by Jill Estrada.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Obviously you are so guilty. Why would you do all that,
Right. Do the Markels have a relationship with their grandsons today? I mean, in my opinion, no. I mean, they get on, a virtual Zoom meeting or FaceTime like a couple times a year.
On Wendy's device. They don't even have the boys' phone numbers or emails.
Yeah.
Everything they have to do is, so they only have Wendy's cell phone. And they said that the visits are very choreographed. So pretty much Wendi is like, oh, time's up. We got to go. Bye.
Yeah. And if they want to send a present, they have to mail it to
the lawyer's office.
Lauro.
Which is insane. That's their grandparents. Like, what the hell is your problem with them? Like, they that's what I'm saying. Everything that she does is just almost out of consciousness of guilt.
Just everything. Like the name change, like when she changed the older one's middle name, that was Ruth.
Well, that was probably just plain evil. I mean,
yeah,
that was just evil. She has this extremely fucked up mind, to put it lightly.
Yeah, I agree.
You was like her personal bodyguard now, and almost like guarded with the children around me. I'm like, that's really weird. Her again. Wendy's mom seemed fine. Anyone else, I can't say.
You don't suspect anything suspicious about her mom.
Not so much, no.
But her dad, you're feeling some vibes because of him not wanting to look you in the eye yesterday,
and then today not wanting to look me at all. No.
Did he acknowledge you at all today?
No, he didn't. Not at all. And he and his son had a dental practice. He was well respected in the community down in South Florida. Shows a lot of resources.
So Tamara's putting it all together. Harvey wouldn't acknowledge her today at the memorial. And then she's like, oh, and he has a dental practice with his son. So they would have the financial means.
Right. And also, like, I would be like, if I were Dan, I'd be like, why can't your damn parents move here?
Right.
And buy a house here, if you want to be close to them so bad.
I think if I had to bet, I think Dan knew these people were bad. And he thought, I'm going to not allow my kids to be with them any extra time. I think it was like, I'm going to do everything I can, because he knew if they were in South Florida, he would have.
Yeah. And remember, Wendi said, this might have been in her writing podcast as well, but she said something like, Dan said that he was the only one who knew how crazy I was, or something in that way.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it was in the writing podcast. During
Dan
that.
knew the real her.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And she pretty much is in that writing podcast. It's almost like she's pretty much confessing that she's not a serial killer, but a psychopath or sociopath, because she's like, when my friend told me that her dad died, I smiled.
Yeah, I remember that.
Laughed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Please arrest her. Somebody, please.
Yeah.
Can't.
ASAP.
And I'm sure that if anything were to take place, they would be extremely smart about it. But I got a vibe from him, like, I know you suspect me, and I'm done. When I met Ruth, Ruth was trying to talk to Donna Adelson, Wendy's mom, and saying like, "Oh, I really like to see the boys," and like Donna just kept walking away.
Who was saying that?
Ruth.
Right.
Said to Wendy's mom, Donna, today at the service, I'd really like to see the boys. And Donna kept walking away with the boys. And Ruth turned to me and she said, I hope what I just saw didn't actually happen. Like, she just got ignored.
Oh.
And she said that, she's like, well, I guess that's not going to happen, but you know the story. So obviously, I infer that Dan had been talking to her and the family about these problems. It was a big family to family thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know that everyone, family, friends, everyone was tired of having different teams, tired of this legal back and forth. And
damn,
if people felt it wasn't going to end, I could see them wanting to make it end.
Okay.
Like their friends group.
Yeah, I just think she was saying like everybody was just so sick of it because they
kept
hearing Team Dan, Team Wendi.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's how contentious it was, Linda Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
That she's like, everybody just wants it to be over. Like, we can't hear about this anymore,
And it's wild to me that they're like talking about it. Like he's telling people what he's filing and she is. I mean, when I got divorced,
I know that's so
my attorney
weird.
Was like, you don't say a word until it is done.
I know.
So that was always what I did. I never said
anything.
Exactly.
The fact that they are both sharing, like, and like exactly. Because usually in people usually say, I'm getting a divorce, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then it's like silent. Oh, I got my divorce, like people don't normally to their entire group of friends just keep talking about every single thing that they file in the court. That's how vicious that divorce was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, this opens up all her options as to where she goes from here.
Yeah. And I care about her, and I've been friends with her, but it's through Danny that I first met her, and I've been friends with him for a decade before that. And it was because of her that my loyalty was, I can't date you right now either. So it's like I've tried to respect that. I've tried to respect where everyone is. But I'm already devastated. I'm kind of in the numb zone right now. But he was my confidant. He was my advisor. He was someone who I could trust. And that, for me, was very rare. So, I don't know what I'm going to be doing about him here. Maybe get out of Tallahassee. But, I just wish I could hold him again. And I know if I could just hold him one more time or talk to him, it would make a difference. It wouldn't change the outcome. And I knew he loved me, and I know that he knew that I love him. But this is not right. Not right. And I don't want to be afraid I don't want to be afraid of having gotten weird. And I was. I gotta tell you, I was. I went home and slept with my gun next to me last night. I'm like, well, on the off chance that this instinct isn't just being overtired and totally, grieved, like, I'm worried.
You worried for your own safety?
I was worried, like, if someone is so rational that they would do something like this or put out a hit or plan this or whatever, and they feel like someone is really suspicious about it, that person, why not? If there's some kind of chink in the plan, and I know Ruth is trying so hard to be gracious because she wants that relationship with those boys, but it would break Danny's heart if it turns out the way that it's seemingly going to now, where they're in Canada, she'll never let them go see. There's no grandparent rights, right, in Florida.
Oh my God, she nailed
Listen
it.
to that, like total
Right?
foreshadowing, like foretelling
Oh
what
my
was happening.
God.
Isn't that crazy?
Can you rewind that just a little bit? Because that's
Mhm.
like, oh my God. She even said, I know Ruth pretty much wants to keep the peace because she wants a relationship with those boys.
And
So
there's no
they're
grandparent
walking on eggshells around
Yeah.
Wendi all the time. Like any little thing that they might do, she's gonna cut them off. Oh God.
I was worried, like, if someone is so rational that they would do something like this or put out a hit or plan this or whatever, and they feel like someone is really suspicious about it, that person, why not? If there's some kind of chink in the plan, and I know Ruth is trying so hard to be gracious because she wants that relationship with those boys, but it would break Danny's heart if it turns out the way that it's seemingly going to now, where they're in Canada, she'll never let them go see. There's no grandparent rights, right, in Florida.
Sorry. She said it'll break Danny's heart if things don't turn out the way that it is important for him, meaning like, and she said like she's gonna make sure that like she wants to break his damn heart even after he's dead. Like changing the last names, the non-kosher, like it's like she purposely wanted them to grow up not the way that Dan wanted them to.
Yeah, no, everything she does is like because she knows Dan would hate it,
which is insane. How do you hate someone that bad?
Yeah.
God.
They'll never be raised in that, and I guess that's her right. If there's nothing to do with this, but I pray that there's nothing. She and her family had nothing to do with that because those boys need everyone. But there are so many good reasons for him not to be around, and I'm just angry thinking about it. Just even the possibility, I'm furious about it. And when I grieve, it takes me years to actually get angry. So for me to get angry like on day one was very unusual. And if they'd had nothing to do with it, she put him through hell for the last year and a half. And everyone knows that. So there are different people. But I didn't even want to call her. I also found it strange that she didn't call me. She knew how close I was
put
to him.
him through hell the last year and a half.
Yeah.
She said she put
him through hell
the last year and a half. She could have said they both put each other through hell this past year because she was like friends with both of them, but she's clearly it. And you can tell like, it's like she's like a nervous wreck because she knows like deep inside that Wendi had something to do with this.
Of course.
Obviously after that whole vibe that she got from Harvey, she's scared. She's genuinely scared, not like Wendy's like, can you oh my God, my kids, they're going to come after us.
I mean, she slept in bed with a gun.
Mm-hmm. And Wendy's like, oh, can a police officer just sit outside my house all night? Like, whoops, gotta go to Miami. I'm so scared.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got selected for her. She and I are friends. She didn't reach out to me, contact me, anything. I didn't even want to look at her Facebook page or call her. I'm like, she didn't reach out. This is just weird. And that's why I just showed up.
Oh, you talking about today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Oh, at the house.
Mhm.
Then you showed up unannounced.
Correct.
Yeah. So she's saying I'm sorry when she greeted you, you're associating that with I'm sorry I didn't call you. I'm sorry I didn't notify you.
No, that was an I'm sorry for your loss, because she knew how close I was to him.
Okay.
Which was, that's also an interesting thing, because
Oh, God.
So Tamara drove straight there, or on Saturday, yesterday. So this was Sunday. She drove there unannounced to Wendy's, and Wendi opens the door and says, I'm so sorry.
Like, that's so weird.
Well, again, that's like consciousness of guilt.
Right. Like, she's like, and then Isom said something that was actually kind of interesting. He said, does she mean I'm sorry that she didn't call you?
Mm-hmm. And she
or,
says, no.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God.
I think there's just like another minute or so of this, and then the Greenbergs, there's like a few minutes of
But she knew that.
Okay.
So, I found it strange that in the period where she learned something had happened to him and didn't know he had died, because apparently that hadn't happened yet. She didn't call me, nothing. She knows I'm his oldest and closest friend here. Didn't call, nothing. Like, that just didn't feel right either. At some point, whether waiting, being questioned, worrying, something, it would have made complete logical sense, just seeing her a couple weeks ago, that she would have contacted me.
She wanted to make sure he died alone.
Yeah, of course she did. And she also was like, oh, I don't know what to do because he's hanging on by life support, and I don't know.
She wasn't even there. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's so cruel. Like, oh, that's right, a rabbi. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't. She wanted him to die alone.
Yeah.
Is anybody with him? Who? If you haven't called anybody.
Yeah, call the Rabbi Schnoyer or your
first. Yeah. Right, and you called your parents first.
Right.
I mean.
Yeah, she had the detective call the rabbi or the lady at the police station.
Right.
I agree, Kristen.
And she had to contact the Markels too.
And Tamara will be amazing on the witness stand. Okay, this is the Greenbergs. They were friends, really more so, I guess, with Dan. They had little boys, the boys' age, but he would go there a lot on Friday nights with the boys. So they came in. So this is on the 22nd. So Sunday was the memorial. Then Monday, Wendi left town. And so this was Tuesday night. One's a dentist and one's a veterinarian. So this just is a few clips where they talk about Harvey.
And the memorial at the synagogue and people's. Did y'all pick up on anything at the memorial, or have you had any contact with anybody that said anything?
Wendi texted me before the memorial and asked if we would be there.
Wendi did? You didn't tell me that.
I did.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I don't know how much my own thoughts would cloud some of those.
Right.
I mean, I guess this is time to be frank.
Yeah, Wendi had texted me and I texted back that yes, I would be there and Alex would be there. I have since tried to contact her and said, my kids are upset. Can we FaceTime with the boys? And it was one night and she didn't even answer until the next day. She said, my FaceTime's broken, whatever. And
I always love that. My FaceTime is broken because y'all know that happens on iPhones all the time.
And she also couldn't hear the phone when Isom called her. And that's so messed up. So both of their kids are friends, and she skips town, and then these people's kids are like, I miss my friends. Can we FaceTime them? Oh, my FaceTime's broken.
Yeah, and think about like the little Ben and Lincoln. I mean, all of a sudden it's like, nope, we're going to Miami. You know, they had little friends and things here too.
And that was pretty much it.
I know.
Pretty much my only contact with her.
And we talked to her at the memorial for a couple of nights. She kind of
barely. You know, she was frazzled. She just, Sunday at 7:35, will you be at the memorial today? And I said, yes. And then that night at 6:42, I said, if possible, Gabe wants to FaceTime with the boys. And she didn't reply. Well, she did 3 hours later. So sorry, Eimy, I just saw this was with Danny's family. FaceTime isn't working on my phone, but maybe the kids could come visit the boys soon. I said that would be great. Wasn't expecting her to FaceTime us today. Gabe just misses him. That was it.
Our middle son.
Gabe, and that was my last contact with Wendi. As far as that, the only thing, and this is purely speculation, I have spoken to her father before because we're both dentists. We were at a birthday party for Lincoln's last.
I don't remember which one it was, but they came. They came. She won't share birthday parties and let Danny be there.
Be involved. She wants
to. She came to his. She
came and her parents came with her.
So let me back up.
I will tell y'all, I couldn't stand my ex-husband, but I still let him come to.
She won't let him do a joint birthday party. They have to have it separate. And like these people keep saying she was this and she made his life a living hell. She didn't let him have a joint birthday party. Why?
And all it does is punish the kid. That's all it does.
I know. Like, why? They didn't cheat on each other. Didn't have any type of like dramatic reason for a divorce.
Just straight up.
So why do you hate him that much?
Yeah.
You're not going to give him the address for 4 weeks, and then you give him a fake address. You don't want him at your kid's party. Like every single thing. Like she's just evil.
Yeah, she is.
I was trying to prepare for the birthday party at Danny's house.
At Danny's house for Lincoln.
Thanks, Christina.
Which would have been, I don't remember what the birthday was.
October.
Okay.
No.
Oh, real quick, shout out to Shaming of Jay. This was his video.
It was longer than that.
Whenever Lincoln
I think that was the first year they got divorced when that happened.
Oh.
I think.
No way.
No? Okay.
It was when all
I'm not good with that.
Yeah, no way.
I told you you need to talk to my wife.
It was when all this was going down because he was, again, she's coming with her parents, but this is going to not happen when I file this motion. It was another one.
Lincoln's the younger one.
Yes.
And his is October.
Yeah, October. Okay.
So October.
October a year ago. I mean,
2013.
Yes,
You
2013.
remember Lincoln's birthday? You better never forget mine. How do you remember that?
Hey,
I'm like,
Ben's in July.
And they even knew about the motion.
But it was a birthday party.
They what?
They even knew about the damn divorce filings, the motions. Like,
Oh yeah, they knew it all.
why
too.
does everybody know? Like,
I think they both were talking. I think both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a contentious divorce, right, Linda?
Mm-hmm.
For Lincoln, because I took the pictures, I remember Wendi came with her parents.
Okay.
And they were friendly to me. They were very friendly.
But we knew they hated Danny. Really.
They hate Danny.
The parents.
Her parents, they hate Danny. His parents hate her. It was from the wedding, from
Even
the
at the
very
memorial service, if you knew everything, his mom's speech was very much directly towards Amy. The things she mentioned were.
I would love to hear that whole speech. He said.
What did they say?
He said Ruth Markel's speech at the memorial was like directed straight at Wendi.
Mm.
So,
things that they've thought about.
And they, I'm sorry. They like everybody knows about this crazy drama between this couple's divorce. Like, you know, that's what, like, what makes it obvious, you know?
Yep. Spreading it all over Tallahassee.
I mean, she would put him on Skype when she did Skype. She put him on Skype eating
Eating
bacon.
bacon. You know,
Knowing
do
that.
that.
See, again, Wendy's
That
feeding
is
the boys
so-
bacon and has them on Skype.
That is cruel. Literally, it's like,
Thanks, Cheryl.
it's like a torture.
Oh, yeah, I know. She's just, that's straight up mean.
Yeah, that
Like
kind
it
of
was
stuff.
totally to piss Danny off. Like it was.
Yeah. So that, and then the
But I was friendly with her parents. Like I talked to them because he's a dentist. His
Well, we
son
didn't
is a
wanna-
dentist. Like I tried to
make
be
it
very
easy.
friendly. I didn't, I tried to be engaging and talking with them. I didn't want them to feel it was hard enough that they came. But at the memorial, they would talk to me. I don't know if they were mad at me. I don't know. Obviously, Wendy's not because she asked if I was coming. But her parents.
I don't know how much of it is them. I mean, they know that everyone's first thought is going to be Wendy or her family, right? So it does put them in a little bit of a defensive situation. But yeah, I would not be surprised if that's how this all turns out laid out there. I think they're mean. I think to do some of the stuff that they did during this divorce with Danny, just not reasonable, and just you hate to think somebody would ever actually, I'm assuming somebody was probably hired to kill him. You would hate to think that somebody would do that.
Everybody knew.
Listen to this. 4 days later, he's like, yeah, they were mean. They hated him. I'm just going to say it. Somebody was probably hired to kill him.
Right. What? And it's not just them. It's also Tamara. It's also Jeff. Like,
yeah,
that's
they're all saying it.
Like, they're like, something is, I'm telling you, she hated him this much that they must have something to do with it, because it's such a coincidence, right? Like he even Wendi herself said, oh, he didn't have any addictions, he didn't have a gambling problem, like blah 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 blah. And everybody, the only, like, Tamara, Jeff, and these people, they're like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was this fucking family, because they hated him so much.
I like what Karen said a few comments back, but she said Wendi hated Dan because Dan figured her out.
I really like that. That's so true.
That is so true.
Somebody did, so it just makes more sense to me.
That's the
so I don't
only
know if I'm reading that
I
into
was like, either her,
the father in particular.
Right, the father in particular. He just set off with like a, not that.
At the memorial.
Only at the memorial, just because he wouldn't look at me and he didn't.
Yeah, I actually kind of tried to.
I tried to. I was literally, not.
I'm sure he was uncomfortable, so
But I don't want to read into it that much, because anybody could be emotional and everybody.
Well, if they don't have anything to do with it, it's horrible, because everyone probably thinks they do, and they know that, and so that it's going to follow her forever.
But the only thing is either her family, a bad student, or
one of these crazy women.
Or a crazy woman.
I can't think of anybody else that would want to. Hurt Danny.
That's all.
I can take this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you think of anybody else in the world that'll want Professor Markel dead? And she's like, Your Honor, did you hear what the Greenbergs just said? They literally said, like, it was either them or something else. Yeah. And even the way that, he said that they were acting strange because they probably knew that everyone suspected it was them.
Yeah, well, or knew it was them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
yeah. And did you get this in the FOIA, Eimy?
That one was
this This
a
is
lot of digging.
Tamara's victim impact statement in Charlie Adelson's case or sentencing. Have y'all ever heard this? I had not.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I searched for it. I couldn't find it. So good job. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay. All right. Here, I'll take the comment off so we can see. Okay. To the Honorable Stephen Everett, I met Dan Markel on my first day at Harvard Law School in 1997. We were assigned to the same small group and quickly became friends. Danny was one of my oldest friends, close from those first days in Cambridge to the last several years preceding his death when we both lived in Tallahassee. He was my classmate, my dance partner, my constant, my advisor, my confidant, my dear friend. We shared past, present, and future. A classmate remembered Danny and I becoming fast friends our first week of law school. You were like two pieces of the same puzzle, finally reunited. Until his death, through loves and losses, children, distance, and closeness, that remained true for us. We loved and supported each other. He was a blessing in my life. From many walks around Harvard Square and Tallahassee's Lake Ella, which interestingly enough is where the Tallahassee food trucks are, to nights of music and dinners wherever we happened to be in the U.S., intellectual discourse and debate, discussions of Judaism, meeting up for our children to play together, and countless hours sharing our deepest of truths and understandings over meals, on the phone, or at his home. He was my dear, beloved friend. We watched each other grow and evolve over the years, providing each other advice and encouragement. He lived every moment with joy and loved mightily. When Danny was killed, there was a tremendous outpouring of grief, love, and support from friends, family, colleagues, students, and communities. Not only in Tallahassee, where he lived, in New York, where he often traveled, or at Harvard, where he attended college and law school, but from across the nation, Canada, Israel, and around the world. Even today, people continue to speak of his life and how he personally touched and changed their lives. His voice, his hugs, his heart are missed beyond description. How could one man have such an impact on so many? He was not an actor, politician, or preacher. How could so many feel his loss so deeply? His colleagues and students deeply respected him. His family and extended family of friends loved him unconditionally for the unique, genuine, witty, brilliantly sarcastic, loving, affectionate, intelligent, sometimes goofy, empathetic, kind, adventurous soul that he was. He was indeed a prolific writer, a brilliant mind, an innovative scholar, professor, mensch, and friend who was devoted to his family and faith community. His contributions to the legal and academic communities are well documented in more than 30 published articles, in his writings and commentaries on Prof's blog, and in the minds and hearts of the countless colleagues and students he inspired and influenced over the years, whether as a leader at Harvard, Hillel, a resident tutor at Lowell House during law school days, a traveling fellow and scholar, or a professor of law at Florida State University. Jewish or not, if you were within traveling radius, a Shabbat dinner or any dinner was to be had, you were invited to join Danny. Despite very diverse circles of friends across the world, he managed to be there for his friends. He has been referred to as the great connector, an internet before there was an internet. He has also been referred to as the Johnny Carson of academics, inviting you to the stage, and then encouraging and inspiring you to reach new personal levels. He has been called a collector of people, the kind of friend who could not speak to in years, and in a moment of contact, you picked up exactly where you left off. He was quick to foster your potential, to challenge you toward your best, to support you through the best and worst of times. Danny was a seeker of truth and justice, an exceedingly insightful man, unafraid to hear and believe the hardest of truths, unafraid to tell you what he was thinking, unafraid to love and support his friends, unafraid to show emotion or ask for help. He was truly a man of wisdom and discernment. He cared about you and was fully present whenever he was with you. He easily created an emotional intimacy that led to deep personal connections. He had a dozen nicknames in terms of endearment for those he loved. Danny's heart was his boys, his little bears, delicious ones, wonder balls, and magical ones. He was in awe of them. He loved teaching them about his deep faith, tradition, ritual, and the importance of community, family, and friends. He was a shamelessly proud and involved father from before their birth until his death, and every single moment in between, Danny glowed with love and pride in his boys. As someone who appreciated fine art, Danny found no art better than that of his sons, and their artwork was frequently displayed throughout his house. As a music lover, Danny found no sound sweeter than that of his boys singing. Whenever he could, often daily, he would go to preschool just to share snack time with them. He was one of the best fathers you could ever meet, and his boys deserved to know him. On a personal level, having experienced both the murder of a close childhood friend in 1982 and personal violence as an adult, I was cut to the core by Danny's murder. It tore open old wounds and removed any sense of peace or safety I had struggled to rebuild. Oh, I didn't know that. He believed in me and supported me in healing from trauma when some others did not. He was a comfort, a shelter in the storms of life, a place of refuge. His needless death left me without a safe haven and tore a hole in my heart. The month before he died, he took me out to dinner for my birthday, and we shared our latest hopes and dreams. His violent loss was jarring. The knowledge that while I was working less than 2 miles away, my beloved friend had been gunned down in the supposed safety of his home garage was heartbreaking. It also meant that the house where I had spent many hours with my friend, where I had felt loved and understood, now felt tainted and unsafe. Indeed, safety was an illusion if in broad daylight such a monstrous crime could occur. Every new detail of his murder added to painful disbelief and loss of ability to trust those once thought known. My children cried when I told them what had happened. Having to explain to my children that Danny was murdered in the house where they had played with his children was unthinkable. Tallahassee itself became associated with a lack of safety and peace for our family, and we moved from the area soon after his loss, never wishing to return. Watching their mother grieve deeply affected my children greatly. Danny's loss continues to deeply affect his family and friends around the world. It impacted the Tallahassee community, the state of Florida, and the nation. The callous disregard for life and cold calculation of his murder, in addition to those long 9 years waiting for everyone involved to be brought to justice, have left family and friends grieving indefinitely with an open wound, seekers of justice disheartened, and shocked members of the public yearning for the full truth. so that such a self-serving, premeditated, heinous act will never be viewed as inconsequential and repeated. No combination of words, however eloquent, can fully capture Danny's spirit, can fully convey his passion for life, can adequately pay him full tribute. Danny gave a little bit of himself to everyone he touched, and he remains a blessing in their hearts. His memory brings joy, peace, and healing. Danny was a dear friend to so many and to me. I love him always and will miss him forever. For all who knew him, his loss leaves a void that cannot be filled. Dan Markel was simply irreplaceable. Sincerely, Tamara Demko.
Wow.
Wow.
First of all, you did a really, really good job reading that whole thing. Like, I had to get off screen for a second to just have it focused on you because I was like, oh my God, you are reading it so well.
Oh, that was like.
But then, yeah, second, damn.
Mm-hmm.
That was like.
Yeah. That's from the heart. Like, that's a real friend, someone who loved her friend. And, Wendy's never written a single letter. Not that we want her to get up there and talk or read her terrible writings, but wouldn't you on behalf of your minor children?
Mm-hmm. Instead, she's like, people ask me what my husband does, and I say nothing because he's dead.
Right.
Like, that's what you're going to write about, because that was her writing podcast or whatever class, like, how is it that, this was just so, oh my God, this was so heavy and just amazing in a way, the way that she wrote everything out,
Right. Sam, you think I should narrate? Okay. Because I can tell y'all the narrator of the Epstein book, Extreme Punishment, is awful. I don't know.
Yes.
That on Audible.
I did. And you're right. It's really hard to get through.
Oh yeah. Veriscope should be one. Oh, y'all are sweet. Thank you. I've always hated my voice.
What? Your voice is amazing.
Some jerk was on here the other night, like, you have vocal fry. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I
know.
This is how I talk. So.
I know.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was deep and beautiful too.
Yeah, she's brilliant. I mean, not only Harvard Law, right? But I believe she's like nurse. She's PhD. I mean, she's got a lot of degrees. I mean, she's obviously.
Yeah, she's very intelligent. The way that she's able to put words together.
I know. I mean, that's not Chat GPT, I mean,
right. Exactly. Like, that was literally from her soul.
Yeah. Kristen, you like the Epstein narrator? I don't know. He sounds very like AI.
Robotic.
I just don't like his impersonations, I don't think.
It's like robotic too.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just going to be a little bit. I know we watched The Arrest last night. If you're ever having a bad day, y'all just need to go and watch Donna's Arrest. Like, it'll just boost your spirits. But so I will tell you, I'm going to be the first to admit my mistake that when Donna's trial started and like in all the different hearings leading up to it, I'm like, oh, Harvey, I think he's got dementia. He's got dementia. Because we've never really heard him talk. I mean,
he fooled me too. Don't worry. In the beginning, I was like, oh, this guy doesn't know anything about any of this. Like, he seems like he's just like this guy that's like, sure, honey, whatever you want.
Like in her shadow.
Sure. I'll get in the car and drop off money with you before we head up to Tallahassee. Like, I'll help you wash the money and put it in a bag. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, like, or I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like he had no idea, but he has shown such a new.
Oh, totally. And I think too, it was even on the recorded calls where Harvey would be like a minute and Charlie's like, oh yeah, hey dad, yeah. And then he's just like blows off dad and wants mom.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, okay, we're good. Here's
Yeah.
mom. Like, he never stayed on the phone.
Yeah. And he just didn't sound like too bright. Like, I don't know. There were just some things and Charlie would be like, what? No, or whatever. And so then at the trial, when they gave him the coloring book or whatever, I thought, oh, he's got dementia. But no, it was because Laura did that, I think. That's my opinion. Because they didn't want Harvey, like how he had been in the gallery, kind of like this. You know, he was just glaring at those cameras.
Oh my God, I know. He was glaring at every witness.
And I think it was distracting the jury. They noticed all that. And so I think Laura was like, put your face down and like color or do whatever to distract, is what I think. But I really thought he had
color. Did he really have a coloring book? That's what I heard.
Supposedly he gave him a coloring book, whether it was pad of paper, but you do see him like writing stuff down and all this. Well, then when I saw the video of the arrest and Donna's like, oh, my poor husband, somebody help him get home, help him get an Uber. I thought, oh my God, he really does.
I know. And she still says, though, I'm worried about my husband. And it's like, why are you worried about him?
Yeah. So this is like from this little snippet here at the arrest of how she is just worried about Harvey and then his phone calls. That's all I really knew. And then, of course, we saw the true Harvey at the sentencing. So,
and the trial, the whole trial, he was
but
and reportedly, like, people, like, I guess some people like approached him from what I've heard, and he just like, why are you talking to me? Yeah. I forgot where I heard that from. It was I
remember Rebecca, she was in the chat last night. I don't think she's here tonight, but she had said that like you just could feel this
vibe. Even Joel from SBS said, Joel from SBS said he's like, he scared me. Like, he scared me. Like, something about him scares me.
Yeah. Here's Rebecca. Yeah. Harvey was writing real notes. Okay. So they gave him a pad of paper. And did you feel like an evilness around him? Because that is what people like. Joel was talking about, like at the deli or whatever. He's like, I'm not getting near him.
I know, which is crazy. And then Tamara was obviously saying like, oh, you know, she brought up Harvey, and then the Greenbergs brought him up too. Like, everybody keeps mentioning how scary he is.
Right, because we really hadn't heard a lot like about him. I mean, we'd seen people mentioning him, and we're like, you know, we don't know. Okay, it wasn't a coloring book; it was a pad of paper. So, so this is just a little bit. This is what I thought. Oh, poor Harvey. Huh? I was fooled.
Okay. My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't come with me. Please, can I
Why is she
I love it when he's like, can I just go with her? And she's like, my husband's almost 80 years old. Yeah, well, I was saying Calvani's dad was just arrested and he's 83. Like, it doesn't matter if, you know.
Like, and that's the first thing that she says when they put cuffs on her. My husband's 83 years old. What is he supposed to do?
I mean, did they really think that was going to work? I guess they did. Like, okay, you know what? You're right. We're not going to arrest you for murder because you need to get your husband home.
And then they're going to say to him, yeah, you want to come with her? Come on. Join us. We'll arrest you too.
Right? I love this.
What you same cell.
We're dealing with a four-headed snake. 2 heads have been removed. Now we must have the other 2. They can put out a hit on anyone. Excellent. Oh, Rebecca says he was emanating evil. I've been around people like that where you just
where you could feel it in the air, like that,
like
heaviness.
If you're a Christian, I think you'll understand this. Like, have you ever just gone in a place and you can just feel the Holy Spirit? Like you just, like it's overwhelming. Like you can feel it. And then you can go in other places and you just feel like this evilness. I guess that's what Harvey.
Like a sense of doom or
Mhm.
something. It's just like heaviness, obviously.
Yeah, Rebecca. He's not feeble. He beat me to Metro Deli every day. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this is just a little bit.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Is that okay with you? Please. Please. Do you have anything you want?
No. No.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No,
Does you have a necklace on? Yeah, take it off. And the earrings, the rings, take everything. You give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at County Jail, they're gonna make you remove all that.
At least they gave her that courtesy.
What'd you say?
I said at least they gave her that courtesy of letting her take her damn jewelry off.
I know.
Usually they'll make you go to the jail and keep it there.
I thought they were very nice. Even let them like do a kiss or whatever. Gross.
I know. Usually they'd be like, hey, back up. Don't come here.
Yeah, like escort him off.
Touch each other. Like
Rebecca, we're loving this tea.
Yeah.
Harvey
Or like
has
back
rows
up,
of
you know.
hair transplant scars across his head. It's really fun.
I heard somebody else say that. I forgot. It may have been Patty. She was sitting behind him and she said that you could see that. That's so weird.
Gross.
And funny.
Where am I going?
Where am I going? Dale.
Where am I going?
You're going to the Dade County Jail. Dade County Jail. No, this is right here. The one
I'm sorry. One minute.
Can you imagine how embarrassing that was?
No, but I think it's funny.
I know, especially for like Donna, that's so much about her status and appearance, you know, or image. And like she's literally getting arrested and there's like all these people.
Yeah, like the longest.
Like she's holding up the line.
To have a walk is the international terminal at the Miami airport.
She's holding up the line.
You know, Pat Sanford was just like, oh yeah, his adrenaline
I
was
know.
I know. The ladies love him. Neverly, yeah. When they said you're being arrested for the murder of Dan Markel.
And then she goes, here we go again.
Yeah. Here we go again. And John, I haven't heard from
Wait,
Patty.
what is that mean?
Yeah, here we go again. Like our son was just convicted.
Like you're
God.
Oh my God.
Can you take it off, please, Mom? I don't want to hurt her. Please.
Just a minute. It's getting. Listen to me.
Yeah. I'll call.
Get in the Uber. Go home.
I will.
All right.
Go home. Take it easy. Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to like. I honestly feel like they're trying to and like over exaggerate Harvey's
I think so too.
hate. Like, and that's really weird because it's almost like everybody, oh my dad, you know, My dad had brain cancer, and
Harvey's
it's like
known for having such a temper, you know?
yeah.
I think she's trying to like keep it down. That's what I think.
Yeah, like Annie Cunningham, what does she say? She's like, yeah, he was on the floor crying like a baby.
Oh, it's coming, sweetheart. It's coming. Just a second.
Do you have her driver's license?
I'm sorry?
Her driver's?
It's in my purse.
Yeah. How, you had any to give her? Sure. Do you need her passport? Or can I give it to the hospital? The passport.
What's
Where is it?
It's in the blue and white. It's in the blue and white.
I can't believe they're giving her time to do all this.
I know. They're just, I think
Usually they just like snatch them away. Like, oh, hey, it's in my purse in the bottom. Go to the left. Go to the, like, what?
Yeah, she should have just downed all of them right there. Rebecca looked like he was attacked with an ice pick. Oh my God.
Oh my God. What the?
The license, the address on your license is correct? Yes.
Yeah.
She needs all her.
I agree, because last night when we watched this, Donna didn't just say a ring. She said, I have the ring.
Oh,
Now,
really?
I know but they're getting it off. I think it was the Holocaust diamond ring. I really do.
Can you rewind it? What did she say when she mentioned that?
I think it's right here.
Can you get this off? Can you take it off, please, Lana? I don't want to.
Why is he asking her if she could take it off when she's handcuffed?
Yeah, we'll go back out and you're making a mistake. It's another mistake. It's two mistakes. Can you get this off? Can you take it off, please, Lana? I don't want to hurt her. Please. Just a minute. It's getting there. Listen to me. Yeah. I'll call. Yeah, from the Uber.
I don't know. I thought I heard it last night, but it was like, it's the ring. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I will.
This is the ring.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's anything else in her personal insurance.
Oh, it's coming, sweetheart. It's coming. Just a second.
Do you have her driver's license?
I'm sorry?
Her driver's?
It's in my
Yeah.
It's in my purse.
Yeah. How, you had any to give her? Sure. Do you need her passport? Or can I give it to the hospital? The passport.
What's else?
Where is it?
It's in the blue and white. It's in the blue and white.
I'm gonna get her driver's license. Yeah.
What is she looking for now?
She needs all her.
They're wanting to send all of her meds with her, like she's going to summer camp. It's like
Who do they think they are? You can't just take your medication to jail, bitch.
That Shonda Vander Ark, who was like, honest to God, literally a living Satan, who killed her kid. When they arrest her, she's like, oh, I have a doctor's note. I can't wear a mask because of my asthma. And the arresting officer's like, no, you'll be seeing the jail doctor and they'll determine that. I mean,
like nobody cares at this moment. You're getting arrested.
She's
but
off.
They give her a while to search for stuff. Like,
yeah, they're just.
I mean, maybe they. Yeah, I mean, well, that's a little too kind.
They're all in here, though. Yes, they work. If I take them here, what will happen is when you go there, the hospital toss them out. So when you go to there, you will meet the nurse and the doctor, and then they'll work in conjunction with the hospital to get you whatever you need. Yeah, but I don't have. I know what yes. I have a. Is it multiple or is it just one or two? There's a bag of medication in here. Is that what you're asking me? No, I know. I was just trying to find out if it was one or two. Yeah, if it was one or two, then maybe we can take the name down.
Do you need anything else from her?
Can I ask you something? Can someone just get my husband outside? And I'll get him. There's a gentleman here with a system in the name. I have a ring. Hold on.
Oh, there it was. Did you hear her? She just said, I have the ring. I don't know.
Let me help you.
Okay.
All right, so we don't have the meds that either one here.
What is she doing?
One moment, please. One moment.
I feel like she was like talking in code or something at him there.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get her wallet with her ID or something. Ooh, here's a is that a scar right there, Rebecca? Like
I think they said it's like in the back of his head.
in the back. So I just stuck some photos, and these were like between her arrest and her trial. So did y'all see that one? This one, he was like really freaky, where he's holding up his hands and he was like making a face at
Oh, that was weird. That's
that
so
one.
weird.
Yeah, at the Tallahassee Democrat
It's
photographer.
creepy.
Like, I mean, this is an 80-something-year-old man. Are you kidding me?
That's what I mean. It's so creepy.
Yeah, it's gross. And he's got a members only jacket.
And nobody, do you remember the whole big deal that they made about clearing the first row?
Yes.
Like in some of the pre-trial stuff.
Yeah, for all their support.
And then nobody's sitting there except Harvey.
Right.
Like, and then what is Wendi doing back there?
This is the day Wendi was testifying. And so Harvey's down here kind of chumming it. I want to know who this chick is with the brunette and the glasses, the dark, blackish hair, because she was also at the sentencing.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
So does anybody know who she is? And then this person over here that's very masculine. And then this terrible hair right here that's kinky. That's Morgan.
Oh God, Morgan Honeycutt. Who is she to her? Like, how do they know each other?
I can't remember, but they've been friends for years. I think Morgan might.
Why is she so protective over
but
her?
she's a family attorney in New Mexico. She's a family law attorney in New Mexico.
Why is she so protective
But I just want to
over
know
her?
I don't know.
I heard she was blocking the public bathroom from people going in whenever Wendi was in there.
Right. Yeah, because Wendi can't pee, has to pee alone. So
That's
did they go to
public
college
bathroom.
together or law school? Morgan Honeycutt. More than just friends. I was thinking that too, YB.
Never really said that masculine chick. Security. Yeah, that's probably what it was. They hired a bodyguard.
I mean, that person.
Testimony with any other person.
I just did this to show when Wendi walks out of the courtroom how she like hugs her dad. It gave me a very gross vibe.
Yeah.
It just seemed more like passionate. Like, I don't know.
Testifying in this trial.
But I love the look Donna gives. Like, I don't know.
I may have missed it.
Mr. Morrow, will you need to be heard any further, sir? Have a good day.
Oh my God.
I mean, look at this.
You know what? It's almost like he was like, that's my little girl. I'm going to get that guy killed for her. Like, it almost seems like he is could possibly be the real mastermind in a way. I'm speculating. It's just the way that she seems so grateful to him when she hugs him.
Then these are just a couple pictures of Harvey from the trial because
he looks like that.
Dr. Adelson, please raise your hand, sir.
Okay. Yeah, this is the sentencing. So then we got to see the true colors. And I even did like a little short video that night. I was like enraged. I couldn't even get my words together.
You swear
I was shocked when I saw it live.
Yes, I do. You can lower your hand. You may speak.
Okay. Thank you, Judge, and respected officers of the court for allowing me to speak. I have been.
All right, real quick. This person back here in the yellow top, That was that girl that I just showed y'all. Who is she?
Hey, is the girl all the way to the right, the security lady?
All the way
on the
to
opposite side of her, up to the left.
This?
That. Is that security
that's
lady?
Norma.
Oh, who's that?
She's on Patty. I mean, she's a subscriber on Patty's Playhouse.
Oh, okay.
And then this guy's a professor at FSU. That's the guy. And then that's mentor lawyer.
What's his name?
That's Tamara Demko right there. And then I think that's Jared Ross's head. And then these two guys.
Apparently they were interns. And I don't know where
my intern should have dressed like that. I'd say nope. But this,
I know,
this
right?
chick in the yellow, I wonder if she is with John Lauro.
Oh, like an assistant or something like that.
Yeah, I can't figure it out, but just somebody's going to let us know.
Donna Adelson's husband for over 50 years. My wife sacrificed everything so that she could pour her heart and soul into our children, our grandchildren, and our marriage. This summer was our 54th wedding anniversary, and I had to spend it without her, hand in mine. She has done nothing wrong, and yet is being punished for a crime that she did not commit. I thought we lived in a different kind of world, but I guess I was wrong. I have listened, watched, and sat in the courtroom for the entire trial, and I could not help but scream.
Okay, I take that back. That head back there isn't Jared Ross, it's Pat Sanford.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, by the witnesses that were brought forward by the prosecution who told outright lies. I didn't know that you could lie in a courtroom, but apparently you can. Danny's parents contend that they have never seen their grandchild. But for years they say they've never seen her. But Wendi has shared with me pictures and videos and letters from their visits. They have suffered immensely at the loss of their son, but they also contend to tell lies to the court about our grandchildren. Donna has always been a loving and caring wife and is innocent of the charges.
He's so aggressive.
A biased judge and jury were influenced by years of one-sided news pieces and social media.
Dr. Ms. Wolford, this has nothing to do with character.
He's like, how dare you interrupt me?
Yeah, you know.
Did you see how he looked up at him?
Did y'all watch the Brian Walsh sentencing? And the judge is like, I have reviewed Diana Walsh's letter. That's his mom. And I just cannot believe that's this man. And she didn't read it.
Go ahead. Oh,
Look at Georgia. She's trying so hard to keep a straight face.
I know. She was so unbothered during this whole thing because she's like, okay, no objection. They sound like idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Donna did write him that script.
Yeah, I think Donna totally wrote it, but it was typed. So somebody typed it for him.
Just 1 second, please.
Harvey glaring at Judge Everett.
He stares people down so much. It's insane. He's trying to be intimidating. Like people really give a fuck about him. He is kind of scary though, I'm not gonna lie. Now he's starting to really like freak me out.
All right, thank you for letting me continue. Donna did not participate in the heinous acts that she was convicted of doing. You are sending an innocent woman to prison. You have taken my wife and you have taken my life as well. And for what? This is not justice. It is vengeance, and it is wrong.
You have an examination for Dr. Adelson.
No, Your Honor.
And he still goes like with
Yeah.
I want to know how much they cut out. Like, I wonder how much they told him he couldn't say because it was still rude.
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of typed. This was afterwards. There was no sound, but Harvey hanging out talking to Josh Zellman. And then I think someone said he was trying to like hug on the paralegal. Oh, look at him put his arm out.
No, he is.
Gross. Oh, where do I go now?
I'm lost. I can't get out of here.
Yeah.
I have dementia. And even his, like, the way that he gestures at people, like when he was talking to Zellman, it's like he's very, like, it's almost like he tries to, like, he has this entitlement about him that, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. He's gross. So this is, did y'all, I know a lot of y'all don't watch STS, but they did a like a little 20-minute interview with Tamara Demko, and she gives a little bit more information. Like, she felt like she could speak after Harvey like showed his true colors. So this is like
that was really insane.
So I thought we could just show. Look how buff Stephen Webster is. Okay.
Oh my God.
I can't tell you what exactly she was doing that night, but I can tell you that on the day that Danny died, she directly said to me in person that she and Harvey were at dinner in Miami and got a call, and they drove straight up, which we know is not true at all, and that they expected to find Danny alive. And it was just incredible what had happened. She said the right things. Yeah. She said the right things, as she didn't technically said in court yesterday, but they were not true.
But tell me this again. She told you this when this happened. This was, you guys were speaking at, was it the memorial? Did you just say?
No. On July 19th, the day that Danny passed, I went over to Wendy's house.
Okay.
And I saw Wendi, Donna, and Harvey that morning, that day.
And she said we came straight up here.
Yes.
At that point, and Tamara's got a lot of like inside knowledge here. I mean, at that point, and I asked Josh Berman, who is a Harvard Law School friend of Dan's, who was on the show last week. It was pretty obvious that Dan was having problems with Wendi, but did you guys suspect the Adelsons that early on? Was that something that crossed your mind?
It's one of the reasons I went to Wendy's house, to be honest. I kind of wanted to feel out the situation. I wanted it to not be true. But I didn't know who was involved. I just wanted to connect and see, like, was there something off there? Because I found out about Danny passing through an email. I hadn't seen him since June 4th, the day that they came up to scout. He had taken me out for my birthday to dinner that night. But yeah, so the 19th, I went over to Wendy's house, and I don't want to get too into other things, but Wendi answered the door and she saw me and she looked at me, and even in my grief-stricken state, I thought this was an odd response, but she said, "I'm so sorry," to me, which I thought was odd coming from an ex-wife to a friend. But I did interact with Donna and Harvey. Donna said to me, TJ, which was my nickname at the time, "Oh, TJ, I can't believe this happened. We were at dinner. We got this call. We drove straight up all night. We expected to see him." And it's just incredible. She said the right things. And then Harvey came out of the bedroom area where the boys had been.
Wait a minute. So Donna told her that they were out to dinner, but then I thought she was in the shower, or he was in the shower.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true, because when they called Donna in Wendy's interrogation or whatever, interview, not interrogation. They did say something like, "Hold on, he's in the shower."
Mm-hmm. But then she's telling her she's out to dinner. I mean, they can't keep up with their lives.
And I was turned away from him, and he said, "Hey, TJ." And I turned around and I looked at him, and we locked eyes, and this really strange sensation came over me. And I just felt like kind of scared, honestly. And then he couldn't look at me at that point. His eyes dropped. And at that point, the whole vibe of the just being there didn't feel right. I felt scared. And I thought, if they can kill Danny in broad daylight in his driveway, you know, and they're sensing something from me, I need to get out of here. I mean, I was so concerned. I went and talked to a priest for 3 hours. I bought a gun that day because it was that intimidating. And
I mean, think about that. She went and talked to a priest for 3 hours and bought a gun.
Right.
Because she had a gun and she couldn't find her. What did she say? Her clip or her, whatever. I call it a clip. My family's like, that's gangster. Don't say that. A little bit wicked. Joel was rude to me, schooling me on how I should act. My child was murdered. Ooh, I'm sorry that Joel was. Did you meet him in person? It's terrible.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, Tamara, and then she got out of town. Tamara's like, I'm getting the heck out of Tallahassee, and I don't blame her.
I'll tell you something I haven't told any other podcaster so far, on live anyway. I grew up in Coral Springs, exactly a mile away from the Adelsons' house, but I did not know them in high school, as our years didn't quite align. So, you know, a side note here, at the memorial, notably the Adelsons sat in the very back, which was July 20th. And there was ample opportunity for them to say any of the beautiful words that we heard out of Donna's mouth yesterday, any of the care and concern. In fact, I haven't heard them over the last 11 years. But at this memorial, Harvey physically got uncomfortably close to me at a couple of points. 2 days after the memorial, he friended me on Facebook, which I took as a passive-aggressive move because clearly there was an odd vibe. And then Donna called up her son, Rob Adelson. And she said to Rob, "Your friend from high school is being mean to us," referring to me. Rob Adelson found this very odd because he didn't know me from high school, but named me. So there was concern right away that something was off. And I had not said anything negative to them at all. Suddenly, my laptop was being forensically analyzed to make sure I wasn't a part of it. And then Stephen Webster, best guest, July 30th to 31st, around there, so week and a half after, Stephen Webster called me up and said, "I don't know what you did to piss off the Adelsons, but they think you're public enemy number one." This was a very, very scary thing to
They knew
happen.
she knew.
And so this, I was so concerned, and
they knew that she suspected them. Like,
yeah, well, they knew she was smart, and yeah, she's putting it together.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow. So he friended her 2 days after the memorial. So the memorial was what, Sunday? So then on Tuesday. So then they drove home to Miami on Monday, and then he's on Facebook friending her on Tuesday.
And then he was incredibly uncomfortable. Oh my God, why can't I say it right now? He was too close to her, she said, which was uncomfortable for her, you know?
Yeah.
So he clearly, like, they obviously knew, like, they could, like, see the way that she was looking at them, or maybe she seemed very scared and nervous, and it seemed like they were like, she knows that, you know, and that's crazy.
Two young children at the time. I moved, and I didn't want to be in Tallahassee. I literally just took off. I'm like, this is a really scary situation. Nobody in Tallahassee wants to believe the Adelsons were involved at all. And I left. Poor Steven, I never even called him back because the conversation scared me so much. I ghosted him. Sorry, Steven. Apologies after all these years. But I will say this. In October of 2016, so a couple of years later, the South Florida Sun Sentinel published an article noting that I was suspicious of Harvey. And I didn't even know my police interview was being watched by anyone at that point, but it published. Guess who unfriended me on Facebook that very day? Harvey. So I will say that Harvey's demeanor, personality, what came out, felt passive aggressive. I was also told by someone who'd worked in their practice that Harvey knew every detail of what happened in that practice. And he was not necessarily the passive person that people believed. So to your best guests that are listening who are saying that that's very scary right now, it was terrifying. And it took many years for anyone to think the Adelsons were involved, so I couldn't really talk to people. And it's taken until yesterday for Harvey to show some of his true colors. So that is why I'm talking to you today.
Wow. Well, number one, kudos to you for having the courage to open up now. Number two, I don't even think Dave Arenberg has ever heard any of this by the expression on it. Have you heard any of this before, Dave?
Yes, I've heard some, but I'm this is the first time I've heard it said publicly, and I give her a lot of credit for speaking up, Tamara, because that is something that has never been said, I think, publicly, and STS gets another exclusive. That's really I've heard most of this, but the fact that it's now being shared with the world is something else.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to compare apples to oranges, but I'll tell you, I've said this 1,000 times on the show. Just seeing him.
I do want to know, how does he always get these really good guests? I just,
I think he has a producer, and then he has.
Steve Cohen is so nice.
He has people that he has a crew.
But yeah,
Harvey at the Metro Deli was a sort of a frightening experience. The glare I got from that dude, but I never heard the guy speak, I don't think, until literally yesterday. Webster, to you, do you remember calling Tamara and telling her that you had heard that she was public enemy number one of the Adelsons? And if you don't mind, how did you get that information?
Yeah, so Tamara had reached out to me. And we kind of reminisced and tried to recreate history because she didn't call me for 11 years.
Okay, I just want to say I love Stephen Webster, but I wish he would remove these pictures of his children in the back of his interview.
Yeah,
I know. But today when I saw Tamara on my phone, I was like, is this that? I didn't even answer. I was like, is this who I think it is? And anyway.
Tamara's she's mysterious, by the way, so that doesn't even surprise me. But go ahead.
She reached out to me, and at that time, I kind of desperately wanted a friend that was kind of inside of this case. So I don't know. I wanted an ally to feel like I could have somebody to kind of commiserate with, frankly. And at that time, I didn't feel like I had anybody. You know, my friend who referred the case to me, he kind of knew both sides, and I don't think he made it kind of clear he didn't want to be involved. And, you know, with Danny gone, I didn't really have anybody else. You know, I do believe I spoke to Miss Adler, Eimy, Danny's girlfriend, once or twice. But so I think, you know, looking back on it.
Somebody just asked, I saw in the chat, like, why we don't really hear much about Dan's girlfriend in New York, Eimy Adler. And I don't know if she would be a witness.
She's probably really
for Wendy's, but I mean, she's very private. I mean, I'm sure
I've never seen anything from her.
Yeah,
but it is interesting how Stephen Webster said that he tried to connect with Tamara because and even she said, like, nobody wanted to, like, talk about the Adelsons, you know, which is, I guess, shows like people were scared of them.
Yeah. Never really interested. So they deposed Eimy Adler. Is that in your file, Eimy?
No, but I think I need to go get it. I'm going to find it.
Right around the time that I got the phone call from the pediatrician's office in Miami telling me that Wendi was in there trying to change the children's primary care physician from the pediatrician in Tallahassee to Miami. And that prompted me to call Craig Isom, the detective who's like kind of the lead agent on the case, because I wanted to make sure he knew. At that point, I was trying to stay out of it. I didn't know Wendi had already packed and been gone within 2 days. I didn't know any of that stuff. I was shocked to find out she was already down there running errands, And so I got on the phone with him, and I believe I asked him because I wanted to confirm that Tamara was friendly to my cause, and kind of wasn't, I don't know, like a double agent for the Adelsons. I mean, that's how kind of paranoid I guess I was at that point. And so I called her back, and I told her that, I asked, Craig what he knew about her, and he clearly had said those words to me. And so I said, I just think you should know. And then she packed and moved the next day and never called me.
I mean, it's so crazy to hear that. Even you're saying that you were like so paranoid you thought that she could have been a quote unquote double agent. That's the kind of like sinister behavior going on here. But Tamara, I've got follow-up questions for you. Number one, it seems obviously like you knew the Adelsons pretty well. I mean, how many times had you met them before? I don't know what you're comfortable sharing or not, so feel free to tell me to buzz off. But like, had you met them a bunch of times previously? And Aaronberg, I know you always have to run out a little early. If you have to go, just let us know. Go ahead.
He wants to hear this.
Yeah. I know he does.
What are you talking about?
Go ahead.
I wouldn't say I knew them really well. I had met them at least a handful of times. I had Donna's kugel recipe. After they split up, I had drinks over at Wendy's house with Wendi and Donna in bathrobes, and she was in her bathrobe. I had been over to the Adelsons' house in Coral Springs. Wendi had been over to my parents' house at the time. Really, met.
I can't imagine what that's like. Like all of a sudden you're like, I've been hanging out with people that were murderers.
I know.
Do you ever wonder, like, do I know someone who's murdered someone? Like, I do think like that. Maybe I'm not, but that's
maybe because we're so like immersed in this.
Right. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't follow true crime, and it's like the least thing on their mind. And
yeah,
I know, like, if I'm around, like, even at like work or something, and I'm like, well, what if he murders her? And people are like, what's wrong with you? Why are you thinking like that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm very skeptical, I guess. With
right.
Like,
I had my hair girl from 2 years ago. She was like, got like mysteriously like really sick, lots of GI problems. I'm like, oh my God, her husband might be poisoning her with and the hair salon looked at me like, but I still think the whole thing was sketchy, if you want to know the truth. Yeah, Donna's kugel recipe. Yeah, we need a home style cookbook.
What? Wait, what recipe?
Kugel. That's what.
What is that?
Yeah, what is kugel? How do you explain it? Isn't it like a bread? Or no, I'm way wrong. I don't even know how you spell it.
I don't either.
It's a dish. Is it? Oh, it looks good.
Really?
Easy noodle kugel recipe. Here. Let me see. Can you see it?
Yeah. Okay. What's so weird? Not weird, I'm sorry. It's just interesting. I've never heard of it.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like a baked macaroni and cheese casserole.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got involved with her, but after her oldest boy was born, I was over there, met them a bunch of times. I went to high holiday services with the family, sat next to Charlie. I went, when they split up, to a birthday dinner for Charlie in October of 2012. Went out dancing with Charlie and Wendi. Wendi and I had, been friends, I thought, for a while, and had spent time together when we could. Again, not super, super close. Even with Wendi, I was friends with her, but not super, super close. And the family, a handful of times, but I had seen them react to different things in different ways over time. So even in a grief-stricken state, when I saw them, there were things that didn't quite sit right. And even now, 11 years, still don't.
Now,
Wow.
I don't tell you, Harvey is still a free man. For how long, we're not sure. It could be for the rest of his time, or it might not be. But I guess why the courage now? I mean, Donna's away. We don't know how unhinged or whether he's unhinged at all. But from your take, it seems like he's a pretty intimidating, pretty scary guy. Are you fearful at this moment revealing this?
Thanks for that question. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, as I'm sure everyone can tell. I think I'm in a different frame of mind, different place of life. I had a significant birthday this year, which at least half the people on this call made fun of me for earlier, about 6 months ago. Like, hey, you hit a big number. No, I have it's taken some time to be able to be comfortable. I feel more comfortable because Harvey showed some of his true colors. I mean, he's been sitting passively in all these different instances, and that's the image that he wanted to portray. And I think that people are more open-minded to the possibility that maybe that's not what's behind that image or face at this point. And then people are seeing things, but it's been a timing issue again. People didn't want to believe the Adelsons were involved, and now majority of people believe they were. So it's been a long, very, very long road as a friend as well. Yeah.
So let me also just go back. So you have some suspicion. This is now, for those who don't know, Dan is shot on July 18th, 2014, but he somehow clings on until the following day. So July 19th. And that day, it seems that you have some suspicion, well, maybe the Adelsons were up to no good. And again, we had Josh Berman on recently and other people who knew that the marriage was obviously not, they were in a divorce and the custody battle was going on. But you went over to Wendy's with the explicit reason to try to see if maybe you could get something out of them. And she says to you, "I'm so sorry." That's what she says.
She said, "I'm so sorry." I mean, assuming that Wendi knew about this, and I'm not going to speak about Wendi today.
Yeah.
But, the perspective is, I feel like that may be the only apology that anyone gets for this murder.
Webster, just hearing this, as I am right now, I mean, what's going on in your mind? I mean, it's such an unusual thing. This is now the ex-wife who loses her ex-husband, the father of her children, and someone comes over who's admittedly a friend of Dan's, and she says, "I'm so sorry." That's a very, very odd thing to say, to apologize. Maybe, can you believe it?
I don't think Harvey will ever be arrested. That's my opinion.
We just lost a great a lot of things, but why is she apologizing? What do you make of this?
The profundity of what she just said right there is like, you really need to take a second and let it wash over you. She just said that's the only apology anybody's ever going to get for this murder. And truer words probably have never been spoken. It's, I tell my children to trust their guts, trust their instincts. I try to do that in life. The times I don't listen to my voice, my inner voice, I rarely am glad that I didn't. And, I think Tamara went over there looking for something, thinking it might be there, and she immediately sensed that it was. And I mean, that kind of evil, it has to emanate somehow or another, at least, 24 hours after you've executed the plan. So I think anybody who has any intuition and has an open mind would have probably sensed something was off that day.
I do want to qualify that and say that I had no preconceived notion that any specific person was involved. I just felt like something was off, and how the information came to me, because it was, I received an email, which was an awful way to find out. I received an email from a friend in law school who had found stuff on Facebook. That's how I found out. And I hadn't been contacted, anything else. I just, something felt off to me. And my instinct was to go to her house because I'd been there before and spent time with her there and spent time with her kids and spent time with her mom there. And I just drove there on instinct.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a pretty obvious question, but I assume after that and after your interaction with both Donna and Harvey, were you convinced at that point, that early on, that they did have something to do with this?
I felt like that was a strong possibility. What I did know was that it made me feel fearful. And again, I spent 3 hours at church just talking to the priest with all of my concerns to try to calm myself down. You know, I was really grief stricken. It was a shock to everyone, but you know, I think when someone passes, you realize the significance they had in your life and the friendship, and it just hits you like this person is gone, and it's really harsh thing. But even in that state of grief, which is shock, and you know, I will be the first to discount, like, oh well, that was just a feeling, that's not concrete, or you were in a state of grief. Everything that I felt at that point or observed, having had 11 years to be able to look back, there's nothing that I feel differently about. It was still an accurate perception, even in spite of the state of shock and grief I was in.
What about this comment, Tamara? And I apologize to the other guests, but Tamara just dropped a couple of, as they say in news cliches, some bombshells on us. But Joel, from what I heard from Harvey yesterday, he's brighter and more intelligent than what we were led to believe. He's vindictive too. Do you agree with that? I mean, most people kind of, you know, he's always been cast as kind of this like schlubby, soft-spoken guy that takes the back seat. And that is, to me, definitely not the case. I don't know how Carm knew this, but she literally said the first day we ever covered this case, she said that father was involved in this. And I'm starting to look, he has not been indicted, innocent until proven guilty. But he's got an interesting personality. I mean, did you agree with that comment that he's vindictive?
I can't speak to that. That is the sense, that is the image or the feeling that he puts across. I think the passive aggressive moves that he did, even with me.
I love watching Dave Ehrenberg's face.
Right after the murder and subsequently, does feel like there's at least a little bit of that can be true.
A lot of people are talking about a woman's intuition. Ned Smith here. You can never be too careful, especially women. If you sense something, you're probably right about it. Dave Ehrenberg, and then we'll get back to another clip, but we're going to continue to ask Tamara about this as long as she's cool with it. Dave, I mean, you heard Tamara say she went out that day and bought a gun. You couldn't do that in New York State, but in Florida, you definitely can. Now there's open carry, and you see guys like with these crazy ass guns just hanging out with them. Went and bought a gun and spoke to a priest. I mean, that's pretty significant. You know, Tamara, that's got to mean that she sensed something pretty serious going on.
Yeah, especially because I think Tamara converted to Judaism. But I guess in this kind of situation, you need to talk to a priest, I guess. You need to talk to a priest and talk to a priest. Also, I thought there was a waiting period. Well, I don't have to ask how she bought the gun, but if you buy from a licensed gun dealer, there's a waiting period in Florida. But it depends. You can get it immediately from a private sale or from a gun show. So don't ask those questions. But it shows how serious. I mean, I remember for years, there were still many of us who did not want to believe that the Adelsons were involved in this. I mean, who could ever predict that well-respected, successful people in a community who have no rap sheet? I mean, Donna said she never even had a parking ticket. I find that, by the way, hard to believe. A parking ticket.
Yeah,
but
she definitely had a parking ticket.
That's another lie, but she was not under oath, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I do think it was such a shock when it finally it was real once you had Katie, Magbanwa, and Charlie prosecuted. Once it was just a hitman, you can still have that cognitive dissonance that, who knows who hired them, and well, did the family really know? Maybe just Charlie did this on his own. Maybe no. The evidence points one way. And I also, to get to your previous question, I was a little surprised by hearing Harvey's voice and to see who he was. I mean, he's a successful dentist. He built a practice. So for those who are thinking that he was Walter, and I had to look up Walter because I didn't know who Walter was, a cartoon caricature. That he clearly is a lot more savvy than that, and that's why it's hard to believe that the family all did this, and yet one member of the family was totally.
Okay, so I just looked up Florida, and it does say that there is a waiting period of 3 days, excluding weekends and state holidays, between purchase and delivery of all firearms.
But if
different.
Is that like the first time?
Right. I mean,
Somebody-
she already owned one, so it could have been different.
Right. Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting because in Tennessee, you can go there and just buy it. So anyway. Well, it was a great show tonight. I think this is the longest live I've done.
I know. How
And
long
what
is
was it in 2014? That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have
Oh,
to-
that's true. Yeah. I guess you would have to look back in 2014.
Yeah. But she already owned one, so that could have been different.
Right. Like, I wonder if she was already in whatever I don't even know the name of it. But,
Yeah.
you know, like background.
2014, it says Florida had a mandatory 3-day waiting period. But again, that's retail. So if she had done private, but yeah, maybe they don't go by that rule in Tallahassee.
Right. Since
Yeah.
it's so different in such a country town.
Well, thanks everybody. We hope y'all had a good time, and
Yeah, this is so much fun.
I think it's just good to like look at the basics of the case and get back to, I mean, Tamara knows a lot. She knows a lot.
I mean, everything that she said was just spot on, and just even the vibe that everybody got from this family, but particularly what stood out to me was like Harvey was kind of a reoccurring theme, like not theme, but like that kept getting brought up, and he kept being like, you know, they said, oh, Charlie's weird, but I realized that in these, like Tamara's, the Greenbergs, and even like Joel's experience, like just people being around him, it's really interesting.
Becca,
And maybe,
tell us about the hair plug line. Like, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank
Yeah,
you.
but I think he does. I think he fooled me. I think he knows
Yeah.
more than what I thought he did.
Absolutely. And hey, if y'all don't subscribe to our channels, we'd love it. Spill the Crime Tea. And
To both channels.
yes, and True Crime in a Minute. And we appreciate it. And thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great
Yay,
week.
thank you guys.
Get the champagne ready for when Wendy's arrested, right?
Yeah. And also, we are thinking about doing Fridays, right?
Yes. We're talking about maybe doing a regular series. Do you want to tell them what we're thinking about calling it?
We're thinking about calling it FOIA Fridays.
Yeah.
And just kind of go over everything that both me and Leslie have been collecting and hoarding.
Yeah, all the well, yeah, I know. My husband's like, what is all this
All
stuff?
the
printed
evidence.
out?" But
I know, I printed out at work.
Yeah. And if you don't know what FOIA is,
Because
it's
I like to have it, like, I like having it to actually read it.
I
you
do too.
know?
And I do better with like a pen and a highlighter. And,
Yeah,
so,
it's awesome.
so, yeah. Well, y'all have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good
Thank
one.
you. Bye.
Bye.
The